There is so much advice out there on how to price your work as a freelancer, and I feel like it ranges from like vibes to extremely complicated calculations. And when I first started freelancing, neither of those were really helpful for me. So I'm gonna walk you through exactly what I did to figure out how to price my services when I became a full-time freelance photographer. This method is kind of broken down into two different parts. Part one is crunching the numbers. Okay, so you are gonna wanna do just a few basic calculations. Roughly figure out your cost of living every month. So that's gonna look like rent, food, bills, eating out, going out, fun, cost of running your business, etc. So let's say your monthly expenses are about $2,500 a month. And let's say to start off, you have an income goal of $5,000 a month. I like to look at that income goal in terms of number of shoots. So let's say you're doing $250 a shoot. In order to make $5,000 a month, you would have to do 20 of those a month. Or 10 $500 shoots, 5 $1,000 shoots, or one $5,000 shoot. When you kind of break it down like that, you can get a better idea of your bandwidth. What can you sustain every month? How many shoots can you take on and not burn out? Like for me personally, doing 20 shoots a month every month to make $5,000 a month would not be sustainable. Part two, spying on the competition. Now you're gonna start searching around for people who are in your location and in your niche and finding all the info that you can on their prices. Not everybody is going to have pricing listed on their websites, but try to find at least like 10 to 20 and start making a master list of what everyone is pricing. Once you have a better idea of this pricing range of what your competitors are charging, it'll be easier for you to figure out where you should fall. If you're just starting, you're probably going to want to price yourself on the lower to mid range of the pricing scale. Pay attention to the businesses whose work or style you feel like is similar to yours or is in a place where you feel like you could get to. Ideally, they are going to be like priced on the higher end, and you can kind of set that as your North Star of this is where I want to be, this is where I want to be charging. Even if you're just starting off, don't price yourself too low. You want clients to book you because they love your work, not because you're the cheapest option. And it can be hard to raise your prices later if you brand yourself as a discount service to begin with. You can also break down your income goals by niche if, like me, you do a lot of different types of things. So maybe you have a goal of shooting, say, 10 weddings a year at $5,000, 10 more brand shoots per year at $1,000, 20 portrait shoots at $500. So this will give you a general idea of where to start if you're lost when it comes to pricing your work. Pricing is really just the beginning. Like once you figure out how much you want to charge in general, then you need to figure out what the packages are actually going to look like. How many photos you're going to deliver, how long are the shoots going to be, what's going to be included. And figuring out how to package and price your work is an art in itself. Also, like regardless of what you're charging, it can feel so cringe at first to put a price to your services, especially if you feel like it's more than it should be or more than you would personally pay for something. That takes a minute to get over, but eventually with the exposure therapy of just having set prices and standing by those prices, it gets easier. But just remember, you're not charging too much for your work. In fact, you should probably raise your prices. I'm not talking to you, corporate America.